Play. It's called 33 Drive.
Okay, good.
I was born and raised in Cleveland, East Side. I pretty much had to use sports as an outlet to maintain my sanity outside of the gang life that I live in my hood. Because my hood, we on top of a hill, and then there's another rival gang at the bottom of the hill. So, regardless of the fact, it's not one of those kind of situations where you had a choice. You had to pick one or the other. You know what I'm saying? So you got to fight all the way to get to school. And when you come back from school, you got to still deal with the same situations. But it became to a point in time that everybody knew who I was, you know, from sports. They knew Jay was the guy.
Motion. The snap is low. It's on the ground. Tackled by number 32. Big sack on the play for the Colorado Greyhawks. Number 32 is Jason, the General Suave Dreckett, for the big tackle and sack on that play.
If you asked me when I was a kid what I wanted to be, I would have told you I want to be the first woman in the NFL. That's what I used to say. I played Pop Warner for 7 years actually, and then I played 1 year of high school football. So my 7 years in Pop Warner, I remember my very first year, I didn't even know how to put my pads in my pants. I didn't know what went where. I remember my dad kind of putting my pants together and being like, "Are you sure you want to do this?"
Being quarterback is tough. I think there's so much that's out of your control, but so much that you're trying to control at the same time. Growing up as athletes, we have kind of this set journey we're on. It's all, you know, the same goal is we want to get to this kind of top level. And so I think when that potentially looks differently than we thought it was going to look, you really kind of have to reevaluate where you're at in life.
Got into it, just watching it, never dreaming I'd get a play, and it took until my 30s. It was in my 30s when it finally became an option. There were no other women coaching, there were no other women playing. I had no role models, no idea what we were doing. We just found a patch of grass in the city and just put on pads and figured it out.
When the football coach at Netherland High barks out an order next season, all the players will shout back, "Yes, ma'am." Beth Buglione is the first female high school football head coach in Colorado history.
ADHD, I have anxiety, and as far as that goes, I struggled with it a lot, especially growing up. Kids would used to make fun of me. It pissed me off. I was very self-conscious about it. It hurt me a lot. I used to come home, especially middle school. Middle school was hard. I would come home crying like every day from school because people would just bully me. I was the new kid, and yes, I was like the new kid every year. I don't think I would ever become, because I was bullied and because I have been there, I will never ever bully anyone. My family really did the best they could with what they had, kind of thing. I didn't have a bad childhood at all, but it definitely wasn't a traditional one. And so I've moved a total of 20 times in my life. I'm about to move again. And so I learned to kind of adapt and be used to change. Nothing, plans don't go as planned. That's just how it is.
Going into the first travel ball season, our coach quits during our national tournament, and so my dad's like, well, I guess I'll take over. And so from then on out, he coached me from starting when I was probably 10 years old until I went to college. And having your dad as a coach is tough.
7 siblings, 2 of them got murdered. One happened in Jamaica. My other brother got killed in Cleveland. And I was the second to the last child. My mom didn't really care about me playing sports. It was mostly, I need to go to school and graduate kind of thing. But she didn't understand how good I was until she started seeing me on the news. So with seeing me on the news, she started to think all right, well, he's okay. But yet and still, it wasn't good enough. You know what I'm saying? So I pretty much bust my ass to prove a point like I am good enough. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted that validation that I never got from my parents.
I found my voice from being adopted and being in a family where I wasn't necessarily what they'd hoped to get. And so I learned very early on that I needed to take care of me, that there wasn't going to be anybody else. I had to learn to take care of me.
So when I first went to college to play softball when I was a freshman, I had a significant concussion. Just a couple months into practice, got hit with a line drive in the back of the head, knocked me out. And so after that, I really struggled with like not only my physical health, but also my mental health.
The wide open three or the backwards shot.
I went to college. I played college ball at Illinois College in Jacksonville, Illinois, and I felt very behind everyone because I didn't have the same experience that other players had had. I was on the practice team my first 2 years of college, and I worked my ass off. I was like, I want playing time. I want to get on that court. And it wasn't until my junior year when I really started playing, and it really took off.
I realized I saw a 4-inch story in the local newspaper said they were looking for female football players, and I was like, this is amazing, are you serious? So I went to the tryout and I told the coach, I said, hey, I'm going to be the quarterback. And he said, is that right? I said, yes, sir, that's right. And that's exactly what I was.
Yes, he's ready to go and play.
I was privileged enough to get to play quarterback for a Final Four team in our second year. Nobody had even heard of Corvallis. Nobody even knew where Oregon was. So my very first year playing football, we had a gal on the team named Pam Sandlin. You know where she was. She was the loudest person on the team. She was the most enthusiastic. She was just a beautiful human being.
Do you want to do a 73?
73? What the hell is it? Oh.
Flash left, yeah, Q9.
No,
It's wide open over there. Yeah.
Actually, Harris has the most family into town. We got to get her a touchdown.
Yeah, I already gave her the 14-pound pass. Was just it in there.
She was one of the best athletes to come through her high school. She was phenomenal. Well, we'd gone on our, towards the end of the season, we're trying to get a team photo. And we're all like, where's Pam? Where's Pam? No, Pam didn't show up. It's like, not like Pam not to be in a picture. You know, she loved that. The next day we found out that she was missing. They couldn't find her. She'd gone on a horseback riding trip to a friend's house and never made it home. And so from that moment on, it was Pride 33. Well, I wear number 3. And that woman wakes me up at 3:33 in the morning sometimes talking to me. Guess what the fucking IHOP was?
33.
33! 33! Flight 333. Are you kidding me? She's been gone over 20 years, and she's still here.
I thought we should write one back.
Go, Pam!
Go, Pam, go!
There's people like Pam who didn't care what anybody thought, who just went for it, who just loved the game so much. So, I want one Pride 33 before I start crying, and then I'm out of here. Pride 33, 1, 2, 3! Pride 33! Better, it's getting better. Keep your balance, stay inside the rope.
I was recruited by pretty much almost every Big Ten school. One way or another, they had to figure out a way to get me off the field from not making an impact on their squad. So, to the second of my last game, I ended up getting cheap shotted in my knee, walking back to the huddle, and it ended up blowing out my knee. I had to make a choice in my mind, like, what was I going to do? It's either I was going to stay on that block, or I'm going to have to figure out a way to get up out that hood.
About 2 Februaries ago, I was playing pickup flag football just with some friends. I dove for a ball, kind of stretched my arms out, and ended up separating my shoulder. I tried to get up and just shake it off and suck it up, but like it was one of the most painful things I've ever done. I found out that I separated my AC joint, but it was a grade 4, which just meant that it was surgical. I was like, man, there's no way I can come back from this. Like, this amount of pain, this much damage to my shoulder, like, I'll never play football again. I'll never want to play football again. I got in my own head and was like, this will happen again because I did nothing to cause it.
Are you hot and tired and feel sorry for yourself? No! Are you ready to go fucking play football?
I think going back home was a hard pill to swallow for a lot of reasons. I think I had always been someone that, excelled in multiple sports. I excelled in the classroom, kind of had all these things put together. And then I got to college and this, adversity happened and I didn't know what to do.
I look up to my coaches so much. That connection and relationship is huge in my life. That's like the player-coach relationship is a big part of my life.
You read from 1 to 2. My little league coach, Coach Hightower from Sims Raiders, he's the one who started me out. Personally, I to this day, if he was still living, I would thank him because he's the reason why I go so hard in football.
You ain't got to look her in the eyes like, oh, she got nice blue eyes. Fuck all that. Watch their hips. Their hips are going to tell you wherever they're going to go.
When I got to high school, Coach Gary, he's the one who pretty much used to dig in my ass.
Make each other better. I didn't hear no pads. Why do we have them on if we're not going to use them? We can play flag football for all I care. Tighten up!
It was a point in time I was like, man, I don't even want to play no more. He came to my house to come get me. And he didn't want me to go out like that. He pretty much told me, if you're going to go out on your shield.
You all day!
Coach Rashad, less yelling, but he'll be more cerebral with you and let you know the X's and O's of everything that's going on.
It makes no sense. Until you adjust to the shit, then I'll stop it. But if you don't, I'm going to keep doing it.
Now you understand what I was trying to get you to understand, that you don't have to use your brute strength and your natural ability to be who you are. You can use your mental and still beat your opponent. And I'm not going to allow you to second guess yourself and feel like you can't do it. You can do it, just that you got to get over that mental blockage of I'm not good enough.
When my playing career was over, I went right into coaching because I knew I wanted to be a part of this game. It wasn't going to get taken away from me. I saw an ad. I was looking up across the country for a coaching job, just throwing it to the wind, figure out where I'm going to be. And I thought, what's the worst thing that could happen? They could say no. So I applied.
I like coaching women way better than I coach men because women want to know the game. They don't know it all. They don't feel like they know it all, but they trust you to understand, to lead them into a better situation.
For me, I got treated tougher than my teammates, to the point where I couldn't say dad at practice and I had to say coach. And, I think that was a difficult experience for me also, is, never feeling like you were doing enough or never feeling like you were really successful. And so in meeting with coaches now, I think I still hold, I want that personal relationship to be there. I want to make that coach proud. And when I don't, I take it super hard. Anytime you have a male coach, I think that kind of perception is still there.
The timing of finding the bandits, I had just been cleared by my physician to free, you're on Rome. And I remember the first time putting the pads on, first hitting drill, and I was nervous. And I made that first contact and got up and was like, all right, here we go. We're good.
I was supposed to be, I don't even know what position I was supposed to be, I can't remember, but one of our players got hurt and they put me at DE. And I was like, you want little old me on the D line? I just thought big people were supposed to be on the D-line.
Every head coach in the state got invited to this Meet the Commissioner meeting. And the commissioner, Roger Goodell, was there. And so was Dave Logan. There's an audience, they got microphones. And I'm like, wait a second, we have a chance to like stand up and talk at this thing?
Blue 42! Set hit!
I'm still learning how to be a better leader and how I can use my voice to, bring out the success and the talent in my teammates.
All eyes are on me, John Elway, all of them, they're looking right at me, and I'm like, hey, I'm Beth Buglio, and I'm the head coach up at Nederland High School. What is the NFL doing to help make the league more accessible to women? That's the best question I could think of on the moment. And as I was leaving, I felt somebody tap me on the shoulder, Dave Logan. And he said, hey, I just wanted to come over and meet you. And I was like, me? Like, okay, hi, this is great. You're the voice of the Broncos. You're the head coach at Cherry Creek High School, a perennial national contender. You want to meet me? And he said, I have a daughter. I raised a daughter by myself. And I want to be able to say that she can do anything she wants to do.
Now!
I told my dad that I was playing football, and immediately he was like, "No shirt, please." I think my dad tried to watch every game, even the ones that like the stream cut off or anything like that. Like he'd be texting me. I'm still in the middle of the game. He's texting me, talking about, "Hey, what happened to the stream?" Like, I don't know, Dad. Kind of busy here.
4th and 10. They'll toss it. Magana, Kraft. A crafty play made by Amber Kraft, the leading tackler in the conference, comes up to make the stop on the 4th down play.
My love is for them. My love is to teach them the game. My love is for them loving the game like I do. My love is when we get turnovers, we got the belt.
Get that belt. Get that belt.
Sports are character development, right? Like half of who I am today, I think, came from sports. It teaches you discipline, it teaches you camaraderie, it teaches you how to be a good teammate, good sportsmanship, those things. You can always tell when you meet someone whether they played sports or not.
Even now at 32 years old, it really has shaped the way that I approach everything in life.
Yes, I may have not had like the support that I wanted or some other people had, but I was able to push myself. Life could always be worse than what you have it. That's like how I look on things.
And I was always taught a long time ago, how you leave your mark and your legacy is what you give back.
Too damn cool, man. Damn. I wish I was cool like no way.
Dealing with PTSD from the military and all that kind of good stuff. Everything is sometimes a mental struggle. Sometimes I have good days, sometimes I have bad days. But for the most part, I use my outlet as this football to keep me intact.
Proud of y'all. Hey, keep turning this motherfucking tourniquet on their ass. Ooh, yeah. Keep turning it. Because they bleeding out slow right now. Don't you ever take your foot off the gas when you up.
Yes, sir.
You keep putting that motherfucker down until it breaks. Plain and simple. Keep doing it.
Yes, sir.
Playoffs are all over. He's trying to skate with his feet. And Suave Jason Dreckett's on the sack, makes another big play.
The turning point in my life in sports that made me realize it can be cut short in the blink of an eye. And the choices that you make after that will affect you in some way, some form or fashion. I do myself disservice, and I'll do everybody else around me a disservice by not giving everybody the knowledge that I got. Because regardless of the fact you're gonna die with that knowledge, or you're gonna give it back. So one way or another, it's better to just dish it out to somebody else, to let them gravitate and take it all in and do the same thing with everybody else.
If I tried to break these right now, I can't. Right? Because we're together. If I had one stick, I'd snap that, right? That's what happens when you're not a team. You break in half. You fall apart. Together, no one can break this. This will be with us at every game.
That's wide open over there. Oh, she wants to do it again.
Exactly.
We need to get 21 points up there.
88 belly to Roxanne.
The good things about sports is that they teach you so much about life. One of the biggest things is that, you know, fighting through adversity, and what does that look like? You know, adversity can look different, but a lot of times our reactions look the same.
That's the f***ing line!
So what I need to do is I need to just continue to try and give as much as I can, give more in places that I, you know, have areas for improvement, and try and work on myself so that I don't leave after every practice feeling like all of that was for nothing, all of the sacrifices and the time and the money was for nothing, and because I just want to win.
I just love the competition. I love the challenge of it. When you get a chance to be part of a physical sport where the first time in your life you're competitive, you have permission to grab that person and block them and maybe knock them down. It was the best time of my life. There's no other place where you really need each other so much to be on the same page in such a important and beautiful way than on a football team.
I would have never thought this was possible. Like, if John had never approached me at that bar, I would have never been a part of this.
Yes!
I don't think I will ever be fully fulfilled or fully 100%. I'm always going to strive for more, going to strive to do better. I'm hungry. I want to get better on position and do better in women's football and in life, and just go further. There's always more to do.
I know what I know, but I'm here to learn. I'm here to be part of the team. But this year I was just I was a pawn. You know, I'm part of the game. I'm happy to be here. I'll go wherever I'm told. I'll play whatever position you want me to play. And, you know, I'm happy that I can do that.
Nice job, man. You see the defense slope on one side?
Tight end side.
Yeah, that's why we keep running away from the tight end.
Dude, you're like a genius. Where did you come up with this play?
The year after Pam died, we're getting ready to have our first practice of the season. It's Oregon. It's foggy, you know? The field we're on had this berm between us and the parking area. So we're all getting ready, and we look over in the fog, and here comes this figure. And we're all like, oh my God, it's Pam's ghost. I mean, it was her twin sister coming to play football, because they always want to play football together. And her twin sister came and played the next season. I literally had players fainting.
Good job, Pam. Hey, that was a great run. That was a great run you had down here. 24 power, kind of sniffed it out where it was going. That was beautiful.
Lose like a champion. You know what I'm saying? Losing hurts, but regardless of the fact, it's a lifelong lesson in them losses that you take.
I understand that the greatest growth is through loss, right? Like, so we lose, and now I know exactly how not to lose in that same way.
I don't care about mistakes. I don't care about mistakes. I care about going 110%. If you ain't gonna go 110%, stay on the sideline.
Yes, sir. Bandits 27, Phoenix Prowlers 0.
We break family, we mean that shit. We mean that shit. Fuck adversity, fuck all the obstacles. Bring each other up, and we're gonna take this shit. We're gonna play for him, we're gonna play for you with the camera, we're gonna play for you, and everybody in the fuck else, and the people who can't be here. And they want to, Alex. We're gonna play for her too, we're gonna play for Coach's nephew. We're gonna play for Coach's nephew. He can't be here. He can't be here. Hashtag big plays only. That's what the fuck we gonna be about. Big plays only. Big plays only on you. Big plays only on me. 1, 2, 3. Big plays only.
got to make your mark tonight. You got to make your mark. It's all up to you guys how you want this to go. You have an event. You have an event. What's your reaction? Your reaction will determine the outcome of this game.
Yes, coach.
Your reaction will determine how this goes. You will face adversity. I don't care if they score before we do. We do not give up. We do not give up, and we do not come down to anybody's level.
No.
You stay mile high.
No.
You stay mile high. Let's go. Bandits on 3. 1, 2, 3. Bandits. Locker room. Locker room.